Hey guys, this is Dr. Hamstang, and today we're going to go through all the iOS 16 features and also going to show you my top 5 as well. So before I go on any further, I just want to let you guys know that the iOS 16 would be available for all the iPhones from the iPhone 8 all the way to the latest iPhone 14. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so we're going to start off with the lock screen over here. So as we can see from the first glance is that first of all you need to do is just click and hold. And as we can see, we have different kind of options which you can activate at any point. So you can have these ones here, you have your photo as your wallpaper as well. Photo shuffle, weather, astronomy, emoji, collections, and color if you guys want more of a simple approach. And what I like about this is that you can actually have different kind of options and you can just leave it separately over there, all customized for your own liking, and you can choose whichever you want at any point of your time. And just say if you have clicked already one, what you can do is you can add widgets to it, and these widgets are not your normal home screen widgets. These are all customized to the lock screen over here, which of course is really cool, and you can add a lot of stuff here. And I do hope with future updates that they will add more widgets to it as well. So you can add like your battery indicator, you can add your time clock or whatsoever. So yes, a lot of things. And what I like about this is that first of all, I'm going to show you this. You can add actually different kind of color hues and it looks really cool. And as you can see, for my wallpaper, I chose this one, which you can tap to change your wallpaper. So I added a few photos from my gallery, and also you can just go in, zoom out to get a better image as you would. And what I like about this is that it does have a very nice depth effect. So you can toggle this on with certain nice portrait shots. So you can have that nice cool effect in front of the clock. But of course, if you do add widgets over here, you can't toggle that on. So you can turn this off or you can turn this on. For me, I kind of turn it on. And like I mentioned, you have the shuffle frequency, daily, hourly, unlock, or on tap. For me, I press here on tap. So as long as you're tapping on it, you can have all your photos shuffled there, which is really cool. And again, like I mentioned, you can change the fonts here as well. Different kind of fonts, all really awesome. And just a lot of things that they have added over here with iOS 16 on their lock screen. Alright, so now we are going to go on to the gallery, and this is where one of my favorite kind of features does come into play. So just say if you have an image with a nice distinct background, what you do is you can just click and hold on to this, and it takes about a second or so, and you can actually save it as a separate image. So over here, you can save it as a separate image, and I'm going to show you here how good it works. As you can see, so if you just want to show something to your friend, which is really cool, and what's better than this is that it actually works also with video. So if you're playing a video right here, once it's got a nice background, you can just choose it and then send it into your messages if you guys want. So yes, again, it's just really awesome, very cool feature. You can just drop it into your messages over here. It's just going to be really cool. Okay, and going back to the gallery over here, one thing that's really cool that you probably didn't know is that if you guys are editing an image, so just say you have added a lot of stuff here, like bringing up the exposure, bringing out some brilliance, and doing all these sort of things, and maybe you're on a holiday, you know, all the shots are about the same, so you can add this kind of stuff, saturation, and what you can do is actually copy all these edits. And then what you want to do is, okay, once that is done, so you want to select on a few of these images, so like here, and what you can do right now is paste those edits. So once you have done that, as you can see, all these images as well would have the same edit settings. Next up, we are going on to the settings, and this is where another cool feature has finally been added to Apple's iPhones, and that's of course the battery percentage. So you can toggle this on, which will be off on default. So finally, you can see your battery percentage on the top right hand corner. It doesn't kind of show you the level, but it does show you the percentage, which of course is a good step. And I do hope in future updates that they will add this in. And of course, moving forward, finally, the keyboard does have its own haptic feedback, which of course, I didn't even notice that they didn't have this. So yes, you can turn this on. So when you're typing in your messages, you can have that feedback to give you more of a nice feel. Next thing here, which is also pretty cool, but it only works between iMessage to iMessage, so you only can use it with someone that uses an iPhone. So just say if you want to send a message to someone and you just send it over here. And just so accidentally, you send a drunk text message, you want to do some changes, so you can actually undo send that. You have a 15-minute window, or you can edit your messages as well. You have about 5 tries to do it over here, so make sure you make those tries count, because otherwise you can undo send any of those. So this is pretty cool. You can just undo send over here and boom, it is gone. Let's talk about this small update that they have done with iOS 16, and that is with the screenshot. So normally when you take a screenshot, what happens is that you can just normally send to someone else, but what you can do now is to rename that screenshot. So you can actually just change it over here. You can just rename it. So if you're going to send it through your WhatsApp or messages, it already has a proper name, like maybe a receipt or maybe like a photo of you, of your friend or something like that. You can do whatever you want with the screenshot. You don't have to change it post screenshotting. You can just do it right at the go. Alright, so another small update they have done with iOS 16 is this small search button over here. So normally you got to just swipe down to access the search bar, but now you can just click on this small one here to access that search bar. And also, iOS 16 does bring a big change to the Apple Maps, which I think is really helpful. So as we can see here, you can add multiple stops in your journey. So this is definitely very helpful if you guys are traveling, especially nowadays we are traveling, using an expensive phone. So what it does is that you can add a lot of stops to here. You don't have to worry about it being in order, because you can actually arrange it post getting all these stops in. So you can add a different kind of stops over here. You can just keep adding as much as you want. Okay, and now let's go on to the notes side, and this is where it gets really interesting and really cool. So as we can see, as I am just talking, all this thing is being recorded. This is really helpful for you guys who are into your school or into your lectures or into anything, or maybe like an interview, and you just want to get everything into your notes. You don't have to type it out. You can actually have it over here. You can just activate it. It just works really flawlessly. And as we can see, I think it works really nice. I've used this quite a multiple times. And yes, it does kind of add certain kind of punctuations at certain points. But as we can hear from me right now, it just goes on and on because I'm just babbling over here. Okay, and also another change that you will notice is when it comes to the lock screen here. So let's go back to the lock screen. So you notice that the control panel, when it comes to the music or whatever you're listening to, will be on the bottom, which of course makes it more easy to access it. So you can just toggle it around, or you can adjust your volume on the sides, and you can adjust where you want to go, and makes it really comfortable. Alright, so now let's talk about the Mail app on the iOS 16, and just like your iMessages, you have the option to undo send your email. And not only that, it does give you certain other flexibilities as well. And before I go on any further, you just go on to your settings and go on into your mail, scroll all the way down, and you have this option here, undo send delay. And for me, by default, they give you about 10 seconds, but I'll give yourself a little bit more buffer to about 30 seconds. And once you are into your Mail app, just say if you want to send an email, just click here, reply, and just have the word like hi. And you send email and you realize you had to make some amendments or you want to make some changes, you still have the option here to undo send, which of course is really cool. So it brings you back to your draft. You can make your changes, or you can even delete your email as well. And not only that, other than just sending an email, what you can do is schedule an email. So you can have the options over here, and you can just select whatever time and date as you please. Alright, and sticking on to the Notes app, what you can do here is to create folders, and they do have that option of creating a smart folder. So as we can see here, you have different options on how you want your smart folder to be. Most of the time you want to go for maybe something like a date created, or maybe something like a checklist, attachments, or maybe a tag. Maybe you're going for a trip, you plan something maybe for like an Africa trip or something like that. So you want everything all to be in one. For me, like here, I would find it more helpful if I had the date created, maybe for the last 30 days. Once that is all done, what you can do is have this option here. So any of these notes you have done in the last 30 days will be stored over here, which of course would be really helpful. Now let's go on to the reminders section, and this is going to be pretty interesting, I would say. So just say you have a few of your lists, a few of your reminders, and you have certain priorities maybe in a week. So what you can do is of course go on to this, and what you can do is you can pin it on the top. So over here, so you can pin it here, so that will give you the priority. And if you want to unpin it, you can just click on that, hold it, and it will unpin. And one more interesting feature, which I think would be really helpful for you guys. So just say if you have certain other things here, like you have done a party, you have done it like maybe a week ago or something like that, and you want to save this same draft for another future. So what you can do is save as template. So put it here as party. So just say if you have another trip coming up or something else, so what you can do is add a new reminder or add list, sorry, and go to the templates here. So you can choose this template that you have saved before, you can rename it as you want, and then it will give you the same option as well. Of course, you can add on as much as you like. Okay, and also a cool feature that you can find on your camera app is this translate thing. So just say if you're traveling somewhere and you found some words that is a bit foreign to you and you just need some translation, what you do is just turn on into the camera app and go on to the bottom here. And it does help you to translate a lot of things. And first of all, it has to be a clean writing. So you can click on the translate. So it kind of shows you over here, you can copy it, you can change the language if it's not that accurate. And just say if you want to go to the bottom, let's see, you can see here, like I said, it's not that accurate most of the time, but it does help you to sometimes just get a little bit of some background on it. And of course, if you go on to the translate app as well, it will have the camera right into it, built in right into it. So you can go onto here, and again, so like if you're going on to a trip like I mentioned and you have like a whole menu in a foreign language, what you do is just point it to it and it will help you to translate and gets the job done. Okay, and just not to forget, there are certain things that they have added as well. So like just say for your weather app, they kind of give you the option to check out on an individual day, and you can actually have a forecast of what to expect throughout the day or throughout the week to know what to expect, and of course to get yourself ready to go. Also, one more thing to note is that when it comes to notifications, there is a change when getting stuff. So as you can see here, you have the option to like just swipe up and you can just browse through your kind of notifications. It didn't used to be like last time. It used to be from the top here, you know, you get a whole list which looks very kind of cluttered. Now you can just swipe up and just choose whatever you want. Alright, so that is it with all the iOS 16 features, which I really did find helpful, and I do hope in today's video that you found this helpful as well. Of course, if I did leave out on some of these features, do leave it in the comment section down below and I will definitely check it out. Of course, if you guys want to find more of these type of videos and of course want to find me on my social media, do follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also here on YouTube at Dr. HAPTICS. So that is it. I'll see you in the next one.